I'm good over here now.
Okay. What up and welcome back to another Ramblings in the Basement episode. Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Theory. And today, we don't really have a specific topic. There's been a lot of shit going on recently in the news, so we're gonna just talk about that shit.
Yeah, there has.
Okay. So not that the agenda has been laid out. So, well, then that's why you told it.
Because I was going to make it look like we got something to do, even though we're
already prepped.
Yeah.
You gotta make it look like we're prepping. Okay.
The first one was, I think we're going to talk about the Jeffrey Epstein. The whole document.
That is definitely the biggest part. The biggest thing that has happened is the Jeffrey Epstein documents coming out. We could honestly just sit here and read through it, and that could be the whole episode, and that'd be a good episode. But we're not going to do that because that's too long, and I don't feel like doing it. But we can talk about the highlights. So I don't know if you've actually heard anything about the Epstein documents or anything, Yuan?
No, I haven't.
You haven't heard anything. So, I've actually heard a couple things. Because I looked into it the first time when he first originally got arrested. Or I guess, second time he got arrested. But, when he, when he killed himself. That's when I started looking into this shit. And, it's actually pretty interesting. So basically, before this big arrest where he ended up killing himself, he had actually been arrested before. And I'm going to be upfront. I don't have any of the facts on here. Like, I'm just going off memory. So, if some of the details are off, my bad. But basically, he had been arrested before for the exact same thing. For pedophilia and, trafficking of little girls.
If you look it up, too, the first thing if you look Jeffrey Epstein, it says American sex offender.
Yeah. So he had already done it before he got arrested this second time. But what had happened, this is the part that I found really interesting, is that the way that his lawyers were able to get him off on a lighter sentence was that his lawyers brought up the fact that he is an intelligence asset. That's an actual quote from his lawyer, where he basically says, hey, he's an intelligent asset. He doesn't say specifically for what, but basically, to me, he's saying he works for the CIA or some shit. He's working for the government. So that makes it a hella more shady, because now we know that this motherfucker was working with the government to sell child trafficking, to do child trafficking. And I feel like everyone's so focused on the client list, everyone wants to know who was buying, who was going to visit the island.
That's what I'm trying to look for right now.
But I think a good point would be trying to look who the fuck was he working with. Because if he was an intelligence asset, the lawyer was saying, that means that he was working with the government, and this is a much bigger operation than we even know.
What the heck? Questions about massaging with minors. Mm-hmm.
What is that?
These are just the questions they asked. So far, I don't see anything about the names.
You're not gonna find a list of clients.
No, not yet.
Bro, that doesn't exist. Bro, why would he keep a client a whole list of his clients?
I thought he did have a book. No. I thought he had a book of all the.
No, what that was, and that's the best thing you're gonna get, is a list of contacts. Because why the fuck would this dude sit down and make a whole list of all his clients? That's just making evidence that there's no reason for him to have that. Why would he make that?
Yeah.
The best thing we're gonna get is his contacts list, which, to be honest, that's what the little black book was supposed to be. But the little black book isn't what. That's not what came out with the list of names. That was something else. That was just a list of contacts. Because supposedly, like, the little black book that he had, that was supposed to be, like, the thing that everyone's waiting for. That's supposed to be, that was, like, his contact list of, like, people that would go visit, supposedly.
To go visit.
That's supposed to be, like, yeah, that's supposed to be, like, the closest thing that we have to his contact, like, his client list. But he doesn't, like, I mean, he doesn't have an actual list. Like, he would never, I feel like that'd be dumb for him to make an actual list of, like, hey, these are all the people I'm working with.
Then how does he know who which one, who like contact and all that?
That's what I'm saying, just have a contacts list. That doesn't mean it's a list of your clients, though. It's just your contacts.
People that he had contact with?
Yeah.
And then they investigate that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, like, the point is, like, just being on that list isn't incriminating on itself. Just because that all that means is that you just had contact with him. And that's the thing that people were bringing up about Donald Trump. Because he was on his contacts list.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he actually was questioned about it, like, and I mean, you can look into it, like, there's actual proof and evidence, is that Donald Trump was close friends with him, but when he found out what he was doing, he cut him off. And that's the thing that people would, like, try to ignore, is that Donald Trump kicked him out of his house as soon as he found out. Like, when he found out what he was doing, he kicked him out. Which, to be honest, he should have called the cops. So, I mean, he's still fucked up on that.
Yeah.
But at least he's not as involved as people are trying to make it seem like he was. To be honest, like, that still kind of makes you somewhat guilty if you know about something and you're not telling the cops. But then again, we also don't know how much he knew, because if he also knew that he was working with the government to begin with, then he knew there was no point in calling the cops.
Fair. Huh. I mean, what names do you think? What type of people? I'll say this: who do you think had contact and actually did go to the islands and actually did things?
I'm gonna tell you this: 100%, that island belonged to the Illuminati.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they were doing satanic rituals.
Oh yeah, I mean, because like I think there was a video of like these two girls that got invited just to have a tour there. And the reason why I say I think it is that island, because it was like, where's the island at?
It's by the Virgin Islands.
Never mind, it's something else then. Because there's one that they went to, one of like the Rockefellers, how like.
There's a lot of islands like that. Apparently, that's the kind of scary thing, is that it's not just that one island. Because that's the thing that a lot of people started talking about and realizing when The Sound of Freedom came out, when they found out that movie's not even about Epstein Island. That's about a whole different island. And that's what people are saying. Like, there's a lot of islands like that. It's not just the one. There's just the one that everyone knows about and everyone's talking about. But there's multiple of those islands throughout the world too, not just in that little area. I'm sure.
Makes sense, because there's a lot of.
I mean, it's an international industry. Like, it's all around the world.
But no, the two girls, I think it was the Rockefellers, like an old guy, like one of the old like sons, and then like the wife, they took a tour around it, and like, suppose they're like, yeah, so what we want you to do is put your feet here, make a wish, and like do something like cut yourself, put blood or whatever, like some ritual stuff. Yeah. And they're like, nah, we don't want to. Cause like that's the only deal they wanted, is that if we give you a tour, you have to do that, and then like they're like, nah, and like the lady, she looked like she was like mad, like she like I don't know, like it was just like anger, like
they don't like being rejected, because they I mean, two reasons. One is because I feel like nobody likes getting rejected. He's just, especially like if you're trying to push something like that onto someone. But I feel like the second thing is they're also like worried, like when someone rejected like that, like when someone rejects the Illuminati like that, they know the next step for them is like to go out and expose them, and that's, I feel like, what makes them mad more than anything is like, and that's exactly what happened. They fucking went and told everyone, so that's why they're mad, because they know exactly what's coming.
Honestly, yeah. there's another one where there's Jeffrey. This one guy. He does videos. It's on YouTube. I don't know his name, but it's a YouTuber that makes videos. Like there's one I think with like the homeless people. I think it was in Canada. Cause in Canada, what is called they give like there's like I think they made it legal for like heroin and all that kind of stuff. Like one city, whatever it is, and he went there to see how it was, and it was bad. He made a video where he went to Jeffrey Epstein's island and a jet ski, but like there's security around the island, like because nobody can really go there. But it's weird how there's still like security and everything like on the island, like if they're still trying to.
It is a little sketch, but you also have to keep in mind that it's a crime scene still.
Yeah, so it's investigation.
That's what I would think. Like it is still a crime scene. So I feel like they don't want anyone just coming in, especially like that could have been like. I mean, we're seeing that it's like a YouTuber, but like that could also be some fucking dude from Epstein's, working for Epstein trying to cover up evidence or some shit. So you still do have to have like that security if it's being under investigation.
A lot of people have been trying to go to the island.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's kind of the problem. Is like if they're trying to investigate, you don't want to mess with a crime scene like that. You don't want to know, like, because you want to be able to tell what's evidence and what's like if someone just comes in, you don't know what was already there and what wasn't. That shit. But speaking of that, I guess I never really answered like who do I think is on that list. Basically, everyone that's in the Illuminati, to be honest.
Bill Clinton.
Most celebrities, most politicians, most successful people, like really big businessmen.
You know, what sucks is what I think is Adam Sandler. What is called that one chick that I forgot her name. From like Adam Sandler, like she's like a
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, suppose she's she's the one she's the main one too. Where like she'll be like, yeah, I'm throwing a party. Like, do you want pepperoni? Like, what do you want? Cheese? Like all this other stuff. Like, cause they have codes for like that. And I'll be like, yeah, she has really good cheese pizza. Like, she makes really good cheese pizza. Like all that shit. Like people that don't know, it just goes by them like that. But like if people that do know like the codes and all that, like it's there right in front of you. Like they be like they say it right there too. So those are another two that I know like that I feel like are part of it too.
They could be, but I guess if we can kind of transition into the next topic, because it's kind of similar, which is Cat Williams accusing Kevin Hart of being in the Illuminati.
Want to play the video?
Go ahead, play it.
A comedian that came to LA, and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading.
Let me put it back.
He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA, and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is?
So he's calling
everything he said.
So he's basically calling Kevin Hart, not basically, he straight up is calling Kevin Hart a plant, an industry plant. And for basically anyone that doesn't know what that means, an industry plant is like once you join the Illuminati or you buy your way in, it can be for any industry.
Bella Porsche.
Bella,
you know who that is? People think she's a industry plant.
I don't know who that is.
It's a TikToker that did like famous TikToker now. That what is called pretty much did like face whatever. And she just blew up, and ever since then.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That big,
yeah.
She just shakes her head. Yeah. Yeah. The point is, an industry plant is basically someone that just buys their way in, either through money or through doing rituals, selling their souls. And they just buy their way. Basically, it's like a pay to win. Like you're making yourself the famous, and because they're able to control the industry. The Illuminati has gotten so much control of most industries now. They're able to put you at the top. So you literally just pay them, and they're like, all right, bet, here you go. Put you on the top for a bit until the next person pays us, and you get replaced.
That's what I feel like with I forgot who it was, Doja Cat. Doja Cat, what it's called, like...
They say that with Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion, that whole fucking genre of rappers.
But the reason why I say Doja Cat though, because like, if you see how she's been acting, the way she does, yeah, she says, oh, she's tired of it, hearing it, but like, the way she keeps pushing it, like showing it, like
she puts demonic messaging out. I know.
Exactly.
That's the same shit that's Lil Uzi Vert's doing.
But what I'm saying too is like, because of the new single that came out, that same album, that like where it's like demonic, that's top of the charts, top of everything. Like it's like one of the like number one and all that. Like, but I feel like that's another example too. Like saying like, you promote it more, the more it gets, the more views it gets, the more like clicks, the more like you're gonna be on top.
Exactly. I mean, if you sell yourself out, they'll put you on the top. But you gotta be willing to sell yourself out.
Or you just do it yourself and be patient with it too.
You're not gonna get to the top. At least they're gonna try to keep you out of it. You can get to the top. And speaking of that, we can actually get into, because Cat Williams mentions, don't keep playing the video. I don't think they're gonna keep talking about. But
I want to hear Kevin Hart's though.
That's not his response. That's just a clip of him.
Because the world of Cat Williams is a fictional world.
After all those shady things.
Yeah. He didn't respond on there. He responded in a tweet. Okay. But the tweet was kind of, I don't know. They didn't really add anything, so that's why I didn't want to add to it.
Okay.
It was just like a petty response. But speaking of that, what you were saying, like you could work your way up to the top. As long as you're trying to put in the work. Cat Williams does bring up a good point, and that was that Dave Chappelle is another comedian that he doesn't want to go with that shit. He wants to like stay away from that shit.
Who?
Dave Chappelle.
Doesn't want to be part of it.
Yeah, like the Illuminati.
Yeah.
He knows
He talks about it.
He's talked about it. He's come out.
He's talking about it on like his shows, the Netflix shows, or like his old shows and everything. Like he talks about it.
Yeah.
I just saw one of his recent ones, the one that just came out recently in Netflix.
A Dreamer.
Yeah.
I just watched that before coming.
Yeah, I watched it last night.
I literally watched it.
It was a good one. It was a good one. I think it might have been his last one or something. It wasn't DC though.
Yeah, we should have gone.
I didn't know, to be honest.
I didn't know either.
But yeah, I thought it was funny, and like I feel like it had a good message at that too.
It did.
The trans.
But, yeah.
You know what? I'm not making fun of trans today. I'm making fun of the handicaps.
Nah, he definitely made fun of trans.
I know he did.
That's the funny part. That's the funny part. I just mentioned him like 4 or 5 times.
It's like, all right, I won't mention them. I'll probably just mention them at least 4, like you said, 4 to 5 times. But I'm gonna be today. The people who I like to mess with more now is the handicaps.
Make fun of handicapped people.
And he's like, you know what? And then he made an impression of like the handicaps. Man, I was here for the trans. I'm out of here. And then it's just like, makes fun.
But yeah, he's one of those people. He was able to work his way up without the Illuminati,
Artist wise, I feel like Russ was one of them too.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near the top.
No, yeah, he is. Maybe not here, but in other countries,
he's not top though of the whole industry. He's not top. He's nowhere near the top, and he never will be because they're not gonna let him top. You'll never see him on top charts of Spotify. You'll never see him top charts.
He has been on one of the top charts though.
But not at the very.
The billboards too.
Yeah, he has like a couple songs.
Yeah.
But you're not. He's not like headlining, bro. And he's not going.
Especially how he did had a headline, whatever, but not for the good reasons. Everybody was hating on him. There was like a year or two where everybody was.
The
just
industry hates him, bro. Like they would never. They're trying so hard to like make sure he doesn't ever reach the top. And I'm not saying that's a hate on him. Like he's a good artist and he's obviously talented. I don't say that he can't make it to the top because he's not good. But I just know like he's made the industry hate him to the extent where like they don't want, like some people just don't want to book him. And, like
but it's just here.
Once you become like problematic, it's not just here. The Illuminati's worldwide.
But look, I don't believe that because like I feel like he's done a lot. He's gone to like a lot of like he's sold out a lot of stadiums and like in the US, LA, all that kind of stuff, and Saudi pretty much. They they love him over there too. Like they'll made like buildings of him. They did stuff like that. You know, Santiago, whatever the album that came out.
Yeah.
That was a big one too. Like I'm telling you, like I feel like back then when everybody was hating, probably not, but now he's getting up there.
But I know he's big. I'm not denying that. But like, I don't know. I just don't see him like being one of the goats ever. Like in like, I mean, like I know you see him as a goat, but like I just don't see him going down in like musical history like that, where like people will remember him like that. Because they're trying to erase him, but they're trying so hard to get rid of him. And like, here's the thing, like I don't know, like he's doing good for himself, considering how much they've tried to stop him. And maybe he can prove me wrong. I don't know. The way it's just been going, it seems like a lot of people are trying to like create like, I guess like a way around the gates. Because that's basically what they're trying to do, is just trying to gatekeep everything. And that's the point that I'm trying to make, is like they're trying to gatekeep him away from like ever reaching the very top. And like just, because think about it this way, like there was times when like Bruno Mars was like, he had like 4 or 5 songs in the top 10. Like that's why I'm saying like Russ will never reach that level.
But he has.
No, he hasn't, bro.
Let's look it up right now then. I want to see.
No, he hasn't, bro. He's never reached that level where he has like multiple songs in the top charts. And I'm not saying that to hate, like he's had songs in the top charts, but he's never gonna be like flooding the top charts like that.
Alright, Best on Earth 46, 62, Losing Control.
Nowhere near 10, bro. I'm telling you.
I swear he has one.
But you're missing my point. Is that if you pull up like Bruno Mars, you're gonna see a fuck ton of it on the top. You pull up Justin Bieber, you're gonna see a fuck ton on top. You're missing the point that I'm making entirely, because you're a fanboy. See, it's literally his last song made it into that shit.
No. Alright, here it is. Let's see. UK number 1, number 5. UK 10,
Album
19.
2, 4, 4, 3, yeah.
Gee. Yeah, but Bruno Mars is good though.
I mean, yeah, he is. But he also doesn't even do a lot of his things still. He doesn't write his own lyrics or any of that.
No?
I mean, well, maybe he writes some lyrics, but I know he's had lyrics written for him.
I can see that. For sure, Justin Bieber. Everybody loves Justin Bieber. Let's do this. I feel like it has to be rappers. Let's do this. If I see this, then that could be it.
Lil Nas. Bro, I'm telling you, he's gonna be in top charts.
I can believe it.
Just cause you saw your soul, bro. See, 1-8-1-1.
For 19 weeks.
I'm telling you, bro. It's cause you have to sell your soul to be on the
Sheesh.
top. They don't let you in. They're gatekeep the fuck out of that shit. I'm not saying that to hate on Russ.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Talented. Like,
makes sense. The Old Town Road.
But you get what I'm saying now, right? And so I don't say that to hate on Russ. He's talented. He makes good music. But he's not gonna. They gatekeep the fuck out of that. Literally look up anyone that you can tell that has sold their soul. Look up Doja Cat, like you were saying.
Huh, I already told you. Hers is already on top.
I'm telling you, anyone that implies or that says that they've sold themselves, you'll see them on top charts. It's not a coincidence.
Look, he's top 1 in UK, top 1 in UK, top 2. I'm telling
No,
you.
that's how many he's had actually.
Oh,
Because I just realized how's it gonna be top 0?
okay, so then
So he's had it one
top
time before.
one time. Top 40, top 1 for in the week for one time. But then
That makes
that's
more
in
sense.
the UK.
That makes more sense then, because Bruno Mars had like
Yeah.
3,000 on that one. It's like over 3,000.
So like he does have it, but just not.
I'm telling
in
you,
the US.
he's been in the charts. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
I'm not
I
saying he's
know,
never
I
been
know,
on the top
I
charts.
know.
But you
But
getting
it's the-
defensive over
I'm
here
not,
over
I'm not
Russ.
getting offensive, bro. Yeah.
And those are all his banger songs. Those are good songs. It's not
Yeah.
even that.
Nasty,
It's just that they don't want him. They're never gonna let
Handsome,
him.
What They Want, Best on Earth, Losing Control.
But why do you think? Why do you think all the fucking hate came out of nowhere as soon as he started coming up? He
I
started.
know.
He started talking against the Illuminati, and all of a sudden, everyone hated him.
Well, everybody hated him because he did everything. He was too cocky and everybody.
No, that's bullshit, Yvonne. Everyone's cocky. There's fucking Kanye West is cocky as shit,
I
and
know,
everyone
but
loves
I'm
him.
saying that's the
That's
that
the
was
bullshit reasoning.
That's the whole reason it was where he was too cocky.
That's bullshit.
And then I know it is. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying that's what it was. He was cocky and he was arrogant and like all that.
Battery died, bro.
Did it?
Yeah, the audio stopped fucking recording.
Damn. Oh, you have it, the camera. Fuck it. That's crazy. No, but I mean it's true though. I know it's true because like if you go with anybody, with like Little Nas, Cardi B, Doja Cat, those do Doja Cat. Because I'm telling you, hers was already on top with the new song that came out.
I wonder if I saved. Oh, I did. Well, I mean, I might hit record again, I guess. We'll see how long it goes.
Doja Cat official charts. Yeah. Look, one time in the UK, 4 times top 10.
Yeah, she's dead.
All the albums. Look at that. No, yeah, look too. 7, 8, 11, 3, 1 for a whole week. Say so. I was thinking Minaj. Damn.
I should have done that song, too.
That's crazy, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much what like it sucks, to be honest. Like you could try all you want, but you're not gonna get it exposed like that because like you said, when it comes to the whole Hollywood and all that.
I think, here's the thing. Like, I don't say that to be cynical. I think it's definitely possible because we're already seeing it high key with like, what's it called? Like with Sound of Freedom, where they're trying to create industries outside of the industry that is controlled by the Illuminati. Like they're trying to.
So like
create
Angel
movies.
Studio.
Yeah, basically, that's what we just need with like record labels too. We just need record labels that work outside of the Illuminati that aren't being manipulated.
Because a lot of them, even then, once they start blowing up and everything, they go to them and like, hey, I'll do this, we'll buy you this.
Yeah, that's the
do
thing.
this.
Like once you can get on their radar, they like you can't stay off the radar because you start getting successful, they'll start paying attention to you and they either offer you to join or they don't want you to make it. And that's the only reason why I was saying like, because I feel like Dave Chappelle was able to get up there before the Illuminati was like really big. Well, I mean they've always been big, but like before they've been like more open out here. Because I feel like, right? Like I don't know. I feel like they've been making a lot of moves in these past few years.
This past year, for sure.
And I feel like I guess they're more active to say, like for lack of better words. And I feel like in today's industry, and that's what a lot of comedians are saying, like a comedian cannot come up like this, like in the industry right now, in comedy, with like the way that they're controlled.
Even back then, like on Netflix and all that too, that like was like I don't know if you like what the whole Hollywood thing is, like when he went there, like I don't know what year and all that. But like I still feel like Kevin Hart still worked for it. I feel like the Hollywood going into movies and all that, I feel like that was a lot easier. He went into all that easier than anything. But I feel like comedian wise, I feel like he's been working on that.
Well, the thing that Cat Williams was saying was that Kevin Hart was working as a comedian in on the East Coast. And then, like, the point that he was trying to make was that when he went to LA, like, all of a sudden he blew up. So it's like, he was basically saying, like, even though he had been putting in the work, and I guess the implication that Cat Williams is making is that Kevin Hart was, like, trying to make it as a comedian through hard work, and then I guess he gave up and just went to LA to sell himself out. I think that seems to be, like, the implication that Cat Williams is basically saying, putting out there.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really know.
Cause like now because of he's just not even like he does comedian, but not even like that. No, he does more like movies, does all that kind of stuff.
He definitely does still do stand up, but you're right, he does more movies.
Like yeah.
But the reason that I feel like he does that is because that's usually the way that comedians want to go. Like supposedly that's what I've heard is like that's the career path that most comedians will take. It's like you become a comedian, like doing stand up, and then you work your way, and then you become a comedian in like movies and shit.
Yeah.
And like they're saying, like the greatest comedians always end up being in movies. So.
But makes sense, like Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown. He's not a comedian.
He is.
Talking about Chris Rock.
Is it Chris? Yeah, Chris Rock.
Chris Brown's a rap. Not rapper, singer.
No, Chris Rock. He's a good comedian too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went into movies, but he went to movies with like Adam Sandler and all that. I feel like that helped him out more.
I feel like people say Adam Sandler is a comedian, but I feel like he doesn't do that much comedy.
No, he doesn't.
Like people consider him a comedian.
He's more of a director now.
Yeah, he does more directing with movies. And shit.
He's more of a director than comedian. Yeah, he's a comedian in his movies.
Like he could be funny, don't get me wrong, but like just because someone's funny, that doesn't make them a comedian. It's like if you're actually like focused on making jokes like that, and like you actually, try to set them up and shit.
I'm thinking about what it's called, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle is a comedian. He knows how to set shit up.
I'm thinking about the part where he told his wife, like if anything happens, here's a key for a safe. I got everything there. Yeah.
Tell me why I already knew that shit was empty. As soon as he started telling the story, I was like, that shit's empty.
And he's like,
that sounds like some shit I would do too. It's like, oh, you worried here, just so you can be calm. It's like,
have this. Yeah, she's like, I opened that shit. There was nothing there. And he's like, she was like, the nurse. I'm not even dead, and she still ended up opening it. What is called?
She didn't trust you.
She didn't
And she was right. She was right to not trust you though.
And then she's like, he was like, there was nothing. She's like, there's only like all your jokes. Well, I was like, oh, oof. All right, I thought that wasn't there. He's like, man, if you know how to do that and tell the jokes there, that can make you money right there. That's millions.
Nah. It's all about delivery. Jokes are all about delivery. You can't just write it down.
You can write them down, but like you said, it's all about delivery, how you say it and all that.
So you gotta be the one to say it, unless they're also a good comedian.
That's true. And then they know how to deliver it.
But that goes for everything too. That's not even just comedy. Because Eminem has a great line too, where he says that too. He's talking about like even like for rappers, like delivery is everything, and I realize that's so true. Because there's some rappers where like they'll rap some dog shit lines, but if their delivery is good enough, like that shit can go fire regardless.
That is true.
Like fucking panda. Hey, but that shit went hard though.
Panda. Then you got fucking designer.
Yeah.
I don't even know what happened to him. I don't even know if he still makes music.
Bro, I feel like he sold himself out. Like, I don't know. Whenever I see someone do like one hit wonder, where it's like they one big hit and then they just disappear. My two thoughts are either they sold their soul, and they try to become famous, and they just weren't good. They just weren't talented, so they ended up just having that one successful song, or the other way around, where it's like they became successful, and then they were approached, and they're like, nah. So they're like, "I fuck you then, take away your career."
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, that's
I can see more of the second one.
you know that's hikey what happened to B.O.B. That's why you don't hear him anymore, cause he knows about that shit. He's
girls all over the world. Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that's Bruno Mars.
But it's B.O.B. too.
Yeah, but to be honest, that might have even been around the time that it happened, because I know Bruno Mars definitely is part of the Illuminati, so he might have been approached by Bruno Mars. Like, hey, yo, you want to make it into this industry? You gotta join our club. And B.O.B. was like, nah, I'm not having that shit. And so they're like, all right, you're not a rapper anymore. Everyone's gonna forget about you. He still makes music too, but he's just not mainstream anymore.
What about Akon?
Honestly, the same shit probably happened to him. He still makes music, although his music is not that good anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, his music back then was good.
His music used to be banger.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, whenever artists do shit like that, where like they fall off so hard, it's like low key, like, no disrespect to Akon, but he fell off hard. Like, his music sucks now. No
I haven't heard his music lately.
But I don't know. Whenever I see artists like that, like, part of me thinks like that was that ever really you in the first place, or did he just have a good team with you when you were making that good music? Because sometimes, especially with just entertainment industry, I guess in general, is you will have like a lot of people working on a song, and then you actually like look through the credits. It'll be like produced by like 30 different people, and you see like they just send it to each other and they go, "Oh, fix this, add this, whatever." Which, to be honest, like I feel like I'm not wrong with that. I was gonna say I have no like disrespect for anyone like that does that, because if you're really shooting for the very top, which is like that's what they're doing, like they want to be like the top of the industry, shit, get your big ass team, get a big ass team of good producers and work and send that shit around. I mean, you're going for the best, make the best shit. Like if that's what you gotta do, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong with it is when they do all that shit, and then one dude pretends like he's the artist, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my song." He's like, "No, it's not. You had a whole fucking team."
Well, it is their song, but
no, it's not. They're just a singer on it. I guess if that makes them the artist, sure, but like, I don't know, some motherfuckers just act like they made everything, and it's like that's all them, and I feel like they let that shit get to their head. Like and it differs from artist to artist, but some artists don't even write their own lyrics. Like, they'll just show up just to sing.
That is true.
And it's like, bro, like, you just a face, bro. Like, at that point, you're literally just a face. And it's like, if you're not doing anything behind the scenes, it's like you just hollow, bro. You're just a hollow face. Which is like,
going back to Russ. He does everything himself.
Russ is a real one.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Going to that though, I feel like that's the only way that you can make it in this industry without selling out. And you gotta do everything by yourself, because
that's what he
when
says
you don't
too.
Because when you don't sell out, they, like I said, they blacklist you. So you're not gonna be able to find a producer to produce for you if you're rapping about Jesus. You're not gonna find someone to mix your audio for that. You can probably, but not in the industry. Someone that's in the industry.
I feel like you have to find people that are like that have the same morals and same. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can definitely find people, but you're not gonna find someone that's like in the industry. Someone that like works for Spotify or some shit. Someone that like can get you in and like put you to the top. But I mean, it is what it is.
I feel like that's just connections. You need to have connections for those.
That's really the Illuminati's strongest suit, is the fact that they just have really strong connections. Yeah. It's really just that's their biggest fucking strength, is that they're just a massive ass network. That, like, dead ass, like, they might seem intimidating or whatever, like, people, like, whenever you look at that, their biggest strength is that they're a massive network, and we can fucking do that shit too. Like, it's not impossible for us to do it too.
That's why a lot of people now too, because with the whole social media and all, they be promoting their music there, or like get like a single, like if they come out with a song, just keep promoting that same song on that social media, and eventually it'll blow up there too.
Yeah.
Like it's just like nowadays you don't need other people, like not other people, but you don't need the industry to help you out to get where you want to be, because you have social media for all that to like blow you up. To be honest, you just gotta. But the thing is, you gotta learn how to do all that too.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta be able to do everything by yourself, though. Well, not everything, but you gotta at least be able to learn how to network by yourself. Network and find real people that are gonna share your values and try to do that shit. And I don't mean like they don't have to share every single value, but as long as they're not like trying to fucking rat you out to the Illuminati. You know, like as long as you're not, you know, causing any problems with you making your shit. I mean that's really the hardest part about making shit, about creating content is the networking, trying to find people that you can work with. Because everyone always wants to work, like everyone always wants to do a collab. But it's like just I've come to realize like somebody wanting to do a collab with you is not enough. Like if that's not a good enough reason to do a collab with them. Like even if you both want to, like that's not a good enough reason, because some people are just not willing to actually like show up. Some people like,
that's true. That is true though.
Some people will like
right.
they'll be like, yo, I want to do a collab with you, and you're like, okay, let's do it. And then they just never like they're just not about it.
It's that goes with like a lot of stuff though. Like that goes with like a lot, like business wise, like that, because like music wise, like I understand, but I can go with like, let's say people that do like beauty.
Well,
like
I'm not even talking about just music. I'm talking about.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. So like lash checks, haircuts, any like that. Be like, yo, you do really good haircuts. I really want you to cut my hair. Of course, they're gonna like, yeah, of course, I would want to, yeah. But then they never set an appointment. They don't do all this where they don't do they don't put the thing to go there.
That's the hardest part about networking. High key is the fact that it's like desire. Like two people, even though you both want to do it, like that's not enough. Like you actually it actually has to work out. Whereas like y'all just work, like the energy just clicks. I guess I don't know how to explain it. Because like some people just don't have that. I guess the ethic to actually get shit done. Is that the initiative? I guess. And, I mean, I'm not saying that's like to shame people, but also, it makes it hard. It does make it hard.
That it does. It makes it hard too, especially it depends on where you live as well.
Yeah.
Because if you live in LA and California, I feel like it's a lot easier because there's a lot more people around there. If you live in like, let's say, Mississippi, that's gonna be a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's why like I said, like social media is where it's at, but then it goes back to where it has to be both of you guys got to keep agreeing, make appointments, and just because it's on social media, it's so
makes it harder.
It makes it exactly.
Because it's like long distance, but
if you find that person that are willing to,
you can cast a wider net, I guess. To find more people. So it's, there's pros and cons.
If not, shit, move.
There's.
If you try to follow your dreams, go follow your dreams. You gotta do what you gotta do. Nah, but I was watching videos. I don't know if you guys noticed this. We didn't talk about this with the 7th. So it's New Year. Happy New Year's, guys. This is our first video for our New Year.
Yes.
A lot of that, I'm thinking about it. Because we didn't get to make a video on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Even though this is technically going to be the second video that goes up. But it's the first one that we're recording.
That is true. You're right.
Because one already went up.
We already
last
have
week.
bonus, yeah.
I guess it's going to be the third episode that goes up, actually.
Why?
Because the last episode went up on the second. Yeah, so this is actually going to be a third episode that you guys see of the year.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first one that we're recording.
The ones that we just posted when we're over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Happy New Year's, guys. This year's going to be a great year for us. I really hope. But besides that, too, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but during New Year's, the New York ball dropped 2 minutes late. I don't know if that's a big thing for a lot of people, but I know a lot of people like make it into a big thing.
It dropped 2 minutes late.
I mean, it's whatever, but like.
But why?
But exactly, I want to know, but why? 2020, I think it was. It dropped late too.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or I think it was like by a lot too.
What if that's the Freemasons sending a message? At this point, they could be. You never fucking know with them. They'd be so sneaky.
But during all that too, which was crazy, I don't know if you guys heard it, but like the Miami, the whole like like the during like New Year's and all that happened, all that during like the mall, in Miami, where like they supposedly they said it was a fight, but like there was so much cops for it just to be a
road was lined up with cops.
For it to be a fight. It's not even a shooting or anything. It was just a fight.
That's what they said, yeah.
So exactly, that's what they said. But then there's videos, because when I looked up, the reason why I saw it is because when I looked up why did the ball drop late for New York, like the New York ball. But then there's other TikTok videos talking about Miami, and how this one guy saw that there was like shadows, like tall ass like creatures and all that, and like I try to look for videos and there's no videos really like they're.
Yeah, there's no good videos. The reason that people are saying that there's no good videos is that they were saying that whenever they try to record, it would just like make their phones act up.
No way, really?
That's what people were saying. That's what they're saying. Why they didn't have any good videos. But I mean, you have to believe that with like a grain of salt, to be honest, because
people say
that could just sound like an excuse to make shit up, like to make up an excuse to not have video. Like, people can make shit up all the time.
Another reason was because people were saying like people were so scared that they didn't really think of like recording. They just thought of leaving.
I think that's dumb. That's a bullshit excuse too.
No, but I feel like a lot of people would just straight up run. I feel like there would be a couple that would record, but most of the I feel like a lot of people, most of the society would just run away.
What other people were also saying was that the cops were actually there to check people's phones.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Some people were saying that. They're saying that some people that were there, they were saying that the cops were making sure that nobody had any evidence when they're leaving. I don't know how true any of that is, though. I'm just saying what I've heard.
Yeah. Take it all with the greatest salt.
Yeah, don't come at me and just be like, oh, look at this over here spreading misinformation. See? Listen. We're just talking, okay? If you get your news from us, then you're doing something wrong in your life.
Unless we tell you we have the actual website and everything that we see here.
Not even then. Even then, we're not a fucking news source, bro. Do not fucking quote us on shit like that. We are not a news source. If you're getting your news from us, you're doing something wrong.
We'll give you our sources.
We'll talk about the news.
We'll give you our sources, but you can read it yourself and you can believe whatever you want from there. But
yeah, we'll talk about the news and we'll give our opinions, but I just don't want to have that official title where it's like people are looking for you. They're expecting accuracy and everything. It's like, bro, we're not here for all that shit.
We're just here to
talk.
ramble.
Yeah, we're just here to ramble. We're ramblers.
Conspiracy theorist.
I'm a rambler, not a yapper. That's gonna be our new merch. Deadass.
Forever.
I'm a rambler, not a yapper. Cause my coworkers, they always talk, like whenever people are talking, they always say yapping. It's like you yapping. It's like, yo, are you a yapper? And I was like, no, I'm a rambler. And they were so confused. They're like, what's the difference? I was like, there's a difference. Y'all don't know.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
Y'all don't know, but there's a difference. So we're gonna make that a merch now. New shirt. I'm a rambler, not a yapper.
But the thing is, too, the whole Miami thing is that they saw like a creature, like a tall creature, like shadow, like one of the videos I saw was like it looked like it was walking on like 4 feet or something. Four thing like
people said that they heard gunshots too. Like some people were apparently shooting at it.
Yeah, people a lot of people I heard that too. Or at least in the video that I saw was people saw it and they some people of course are gonna run and other people if they see something like that
they're gonna fight. I guess. Yeah. And some motherfuckers chose fight.
And they just started shooting it. And I don't know what happened. But one of the people the guy that I saw that he said that was there, he said. He was running, but every time he looked back, it would disappear and then reappear, disappear and reappear. So what I was telling Eduardo too, or theory, I guess, I don't know. But pretty much what I was telling him was, what if this is all for Project Bluebeam? So pretty much holograms.
That's something that people have been saying for a while. Is that Project Bluebeam is going to be
happen.
where the government tries to trick people into believing that we're being invaded by aliens, so that they can take even more control. Which I definitely see happening 100%.
Because they can use drones for that.
We already
too.
saw them using COVID. That was all bullshit. They used that to take control. And now with fucking Project Bluebeam, they're like, alright, now we need to take even more control.
But even then, like, it's Project Bluebeam where it's like holograms, and then even then, it's drones. Like, drones, there's people that do like flying drones where they should do shows with it, make it actually look real and all that. So, like, a lot of things is going to be.
We're gonna see some crazy shit this year, just know that.
Good and bad, I'll say.
A lot of bad.
I say.
I'm gonna tell you right now, we're gonna see a lot of bad before it gets good. I'm not saying the good's not coming, but you're gonna see it's gonna go to shit before it gets better. Like, I'm telling you right now, because just think about how fast AI was able to advance throughout last year. Beginning of 2023, AI generation was not a thing.
Because they released it.
It never existed before 2023. And now by now, you can make videos, you can make photos, you can do all this crazy shit.
It did exist, but it wasn't public. Yeah. Now that it's public, everybody's using it.
But here's the thing. It didn't exist on the level that it exists even now. And the point that I'm making is that it advanced so fast with just a couple months. And technology advances exponentially, especially AI. So, we have AI now, the beginning of 2024. Just imagine how fucking advanced that shit's gonna be by the end of this year. I'm telling you, we're gonna see some crazy shit this year with AI. And a lot of it is not gonna be good because we're already starting to see some AI crimes. There's motherfuckers already committing crimes with AI. Like, this
crimes.
This is really fucked up. But I'm pretty sure you've already heard about it, but people are using AI to create. There's an AI photoshopping thing. I don't know the name of it, and honestly, I wouldn't say it on the fucking podcast because I don't want anyone else fucking looking this shit up. But apparently, there's this one tool for Photoshop that's AI that you can make it to basically make anyone look naked. Now, you could take a picture of anyone, and you could
I
strip
heard of
them
that. I heard
like
of
that
that
and just
too.
make them naked.
And it's not even the actual body; it's just what AI creates. Because I heard of that because there was a podcast that I was listening. It was a female.
It's AI generated. Like, it's not, obviously it's not your real body, but I mean, shit, it might as well be like you putting your face on a naked body.
Because they get a picture of yours and then they do the AI generator and they be posting that online, and a lot of people are gonna believe that, even though the other the actual picture of what it posted was on social media on their post on their account. They have because of AI, they're gonna be able to see the boobs. If not, they can adjust it themselves, make it look more real, and then post it up like that. People are gonna believe that and make it look like, oh look, they're look, they have their dudes out with all that kind of stuff. When in reality, it's not even they never actually posted.
They're gonna try to blackmail people. They've already been doing that actually. There's been cases already of people having their nudes, their fake nudes that they never took, leaked, and then they're getting, or not leaked, but they're threatening, yo, send us this money or we're gonna release these nudes of you. And it's you never even fucking took nudes. And they're out here fucking blackmailing you with that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was the same thing with that one girl, but the girl was go ahead, do it, because I know that's not true and that's not me. And for the people that do believe, oh well, because they, like I said, she had it on social media already, and people.
You know what's scary? What scares me at least about AI, and what scares me about this whole Illuminati thing and everything I feel happening. I feel it's not a coincidence, but I feel the Illuminati is really trying to push AI right now. They're really trying to advance that as fast as they can because
their next agenda
of the fact that it just makes it easy to deny. Because think about all the shit that's coming out about Epstein Island and all the stuff is getting exposed, right? Now, imagine if we got video evidence of someone on the island. Let's say we got video of Bill Clinton. All they have to say is, that's just AI generated. That's not him. I feel genuinely, I feel that's why they're trying to push AI so much. Is that as soon as, like evidence starts coming out, and they're just going like, no, that's not real. They're just throwing fun. And just the fact that like it's gonna be so much harder for anyone to trust anything at that point.
Right now, at least that I know is AI. They're bad at creating like eyes and like nose and hands.
And that's what I'm saying though. Like that's the point I was saying. Like by the end of the year though, they can already do hands. Actually, they already got that down.
They got it down.
They already got it down, bro.
AI
is fucking fast.
I know. Before, like it would be where they didn't have
extra fingers.
Yeah,
you used to fuck that shit up. But
and like the eyes are bad. The mouth like.
But that's why I try not to use it, because the more people use it, the more it learns too. It's actually using your data to learn. So it's like I'm not trying to help at all. I'm not trying to help push that at all. So I don't want to help advance that. I don't want to help train the AI.
The only thing I use the AI for is for like logo generation.
I used to do it. I'm not gonna I'll admit I used to do it for pictures. I thought it was a cool thing when I first saw it.
It is cool.
And it is cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I never got into it, but I didn't know how to because I don't know where or how to do it.
It's not worth it, bro.
All I did was usually the only thing I use it for is like AI generator is for like logos and like names. That's all I use it for. It helps, like, sometimes it helps you, like, find new things that you...
Here's the thing, I feel like AI is supposed to be a tool. And to a certain extent, I don't have a problem with it being used for, like, simple shit. Like, if you're just going to do, like, a quick logo design, like, a little simple logo design, it's whatever. When I have problems with it is where people start asking it to do, like, their homework or shit. It's like, people are like, okay, I need... ChatGPT, or it's like...
That helps a lot, though.
I'm sure it does, but like, you're at that point, you're teaching it more than it's helping you. Like, you're not learning anything. You're having it do your homework.
Honestly, but for business wise, it helps you create money too.
I'm sure it does. But I mean, that's always what they say about working with demons. Is like you can get prosperity by working with demons, but that doesn't mean they're gonna be good. So. I don't know. There's something demonic about AI, bro. There's something demonic.
It makes the work easier. It takes time out. So if you don't have the time and all that, it is useful. I'll say. But I feel like for like the part where you're saying like when you create pictures and all that, I feel like that type of AI I wouldn't want to use because at the end of the day, like people create videos, people create images, and like for it not to be actually
here's
real.
The thing is, AI is such a blurry line. Like there's no defining feature that like what makes it AI versus just regular programming, because at the end of the day technically a fucking spider in Minecraft is AI, because it's like
it's a mod.
Anything that fucking has programming is AI. Like your computer is AI technically speaking. Like a fucking calculator is technically AI because you're making that shit think. Not obviously it's not like really processing it, like it doesn't know what it's thinking, but like the idea like artificial intelligence, like intelligence that's not actually there, that basically describes a fucking calculator. But when people just like talk about AI, like the AI that we talk about now, basically what they're referring to most of the time is self-learning AI, which is AI that's able to learn.
Like Google?
Yeah. And that's what makes this like current AI different than like shit that we've had before, is the fact that it's basically able to change its own programming. And that's kind of what makes it dangerous too.
Is it Google? Is it only like Google and like two other ones that are like that? We talked about this before too.
Google, Bing has AI too.
Bing?
Yeah. It was Microsoft.
That makes sense. It's Bixby, isn't it?
Bixby? No, that's fucking Samsung. That's an AI assistant, voice assistant.
Huh.
You see, like technically, Siri isn't really like AI like that either. I don't think, because I don't think she's actually learns from your voice or anything like that. I think she just has like pre-programmed responses. Like, I don't think she actually like listens to your conversation and like is able to like you can't hold a real conversation with her. She'll forget what you fucking talked about like 2 minutes ago. I feel like that's the big difference with like the AI that we're starting to see now. It's like it has memory and it's able to learn,
It's becoming a human.
And it's becoming, it's like, and y'all, actually, I think we talked about this on another podcast. It was that one employee that came out and he said that Google AI is sentient already. And he said he came out and he had a conversation. And some people are doubting it, and because some people just never want to believe that computers can become sentient. And to a certain extent, I don't agree. But I don't know. It's like we don't actually, and maybe we're just dumbasses. Maybe we just don't understand how fucking technology works. But it seems like fucking black magic to me.
What if we're AIs?
Yeah, we are probably. What makes intelligence artificial versus natural?
You want to look that up?
No.
Oh. Well, do you still want to talk about this right here?
Nah.
Because we already did kind of talk about it, but no.
Go back to the list. That's not. Oh yeah. That's another thing that we never really brought up was
Donald Trump.
evidence came out about Trump. This to be honest, we could probably talk about that in another episode because we've already been recording for about an hour. But yeah, there's actual documents that have come out proving or with actual evidence of election fraud.
Georgia was called by 11,779 votes.
But the point is,
I would have to look into this more. Read it.
yeah, we could actually talk about it another episode. We look more into it, but because I actually do want to have more facts on that one before we dive into that. Because I do believe that there's election fraud, but the way that they be acting about it, and you gotta be careful with it because they want to shut that conversation down real quick.
Really? Yeah, I can believe it. To be honest, yeah.
Have you not fucking seen? Were you not following on YouTube? Like around the time when it happened, anyone that talked about it on YouTube was getting their shit taken down.
Really?
That you weren't allowed to talk about election fraud. That's what makes it so fucking sketchy. Is like the elections were perfectly safe, but also if you talk about fraud, we're gonna fucking shut you down, and we don't want you to even question that shit. So okay, that's not sketchy.
Yeah, right. That's not sketchy. Why don't you?
So you can't even talk about it though. No, you better not ask questions though.
If you ask questions, well, you get shut down.
It's okay, bro. You're definitely not fucking hiding something. And the fact that they just keep trying to make January 6th seem like it was such a bad thing.
So here's some people that were on the list.
Notable names in Jeffrey Epstein's list. Kat Blanc. I don't know who the fuck that is. Naomi Campbell. I think that's an actress. Bill Clinton. Everyone's talking about him. David Copperfield. Cameron Diaz. Leonardo DiCaprio. Al Gore. Stephen Hawking. Michael Jackson. Actually, Michael Jackson. Speaking of Michael Jackson, and the Illuminati. Of course, she's on the list.
Who's that?
That's his fucking wife.
Oh.
But speaking of Michael Jackson and the Illuminati, he actually has interviews right before he died about them trying to kill him.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. Prince Andrew.
Cause
they were gonna come after him.
Yeah, so I don't know what he did to make them mad, but yeah, he thinks they killed him. Well, he said that they were gonna kill him. I think
they killed him. I mean, let's be honest. They already tried to pretty much say he was a pedophile. He tried to put everything on him, so they probably wouldn't go on to other people. Try to go on.
That's the thing. You gotta be careful with obviously I'm not telling you I know you know this, but the audience I guess you gotta be careful whenever a celebrity, if you're paying attention, you gotta pay close attention to this shit because it always happens in the exact same order. They'll speak out. They'll say something against the Illuminati, against the system, against the establishment, whatever you want to call it, and then they try to get rid of them. They'll start throwing accusations. Try to cancel them. They just try to make shit up about them. They try to throw them in jail. Anything to get them to shut up.
Well,
when that doesn't work, they start threatening you, like full on threats, like they're gonna kill you.
What Andrew Tate said, there's 3 strikes. The first one is, I think is, they try to bribe you with money and try to make you join the Illuminati. If that doesn't work, they throw you on prison. They try to cancel you, cancel you, send you to prison, or say that you're you like rape calls. Like if you did rape, it's easy to get accused for rape too as well.
Bro, you don't need any proof to make any rape.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another one. So there you go, jail.
That's the reason I don't know if you were paying attention with Russell Brand. That's the exact same shit they try to do. And that's why everyone was so sketched out with YouTube, is because Russell Brand is one of the people that talks against the Illuminati and all that shit. Even though he doesn't call them the Illuminati because he doesn't want to sound crazy. I don't give a fuck. It's just a name. It's the same idea. It's the same idea.
Like just the.
It's the same idea. Like, so, and look, I don't blame him. Like people hear the word and they're like, "Oh, this man's crazy." It's like that shit's real, whether you want to believe it or not.
Which who?
You don't gotta call it that. Russell Brand, yeah. He started talking against that shit and against COVID and how the elites are trying to manipulate everything and how they've just been manipulating the fuck out of society right now. That's like, he's just been doing a lot of YouTube. He posts on Rumble now because of this. Because what happened was he started saying too much shit that they didn't like, and so as soon as they started like making like rape accusations of him, and then as soon as the accusations came out, Google banned his account and they took him down. Didn't even have proof. He didn't even go to court yet. They didn't even wait for a court case. Nothing.
And they just took
him off.
That's crazy.
That shit is crazy because YouTube is a fucking platform. Like, you don't fucking take off criminals. Like, that's not your fucking job, bro.
Right? You don't. Yeah, that's no.
Your job isn't to fucking, even if he is a criminal, like he's not promoting crime on there. Like, it's not your job to fucking censor criminals. And here's the thing, so even if like it was like you don't censor criminals, like what the fuck? Like you're not supposed to be censoring. And I understand that like YouTube is a private I guess they're actually a public company. But the point is they're a company, like they can do whatever they want. You know, like they don't have to follow the law. Like, or I mean, they have to follow the law, but like, they don't have to give you the same rights as a government. Like, they don't have
That's
to.
True.
Like,
if they want to give,
they don't owe you free speech. Like, I understand that YouTube doesn't owe you free speech, but there's always that one argument that I feel like I haven't heard a good actual rebuttal or like a good reason to not go with this. But basically, they're saying that because YouTube and social media just in general, they operate as a utility, they should actually have to abide by that. Because basically what happens when they operate as a utility is that they're able to not get in trouble for things that people post. So let's say, for example, like a newspaper, like the New York Times, right? Mm-hmm. If they post something, like let's say they posted an article that said you should go kill yourself, and they posted like a whole instruction list on how to go kill yourself
on YouTube.
No, well, yeah, I guess on YouTube, but I'm saying like the actual newspaper. Like if they posted that in their newspaper, they can get in trouble for that legally because they're actually putting
harmful,
because they're promoting that shit, and like people can sue them because they're the ones putting it out. But if you're a utility, that basically pushes the responsibility onto the actual user.
So like YouTube is.
Yeah, so like, well, that's the thing is that YouTube isn't either. They're getting the best of both worlds right now. So an actual utility would be like phone providers like Verizon. It's like Verizon can't get in trouble for offering service to like a whole cartel. Like a whole cartel could be using Verizon, and it's not Verizon's fault that they're using their phones. So Verizon wouldn't get in trouble for that shit, because Verizon has nothing to do with it. Even if they're using Verizon phones for the whole operation, it's not Verizon's fault, so they wouldn't get in trouble, because they're just a utility. Basically, it allows you, like the company, to not take responsibility for what their users do, which is what YouTube does. They don't have like whenever someone if someone posts a video that says "go kill yourself," YouTube doesn't get in trouble for that shit.
Well, this is how you kill yourself.
Yeah, there's crazy shit like that. The person that posted it get in trouble. But they're also trying to act like a publisher, which is what the New York Times is, or just like any newspaper, which is the publisher is like the person that actually gets to control what gets published and what not.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, basically, you get to choose what goes up and what doesn't.
But that's why they have the community guidelines. If they don't follow the community guidelines, which is the one you have, then it makes sense if you get the strikes, 3 strikes and everything. But if they're still following the community guidelines, but you're just taking them off for no reason, that's where I feel like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where they're acting like a publisher.
Yeah, exactly. That's
like if you don't agree with something, you can't just take it down just because you don't agree with it.
Like if they're still following the guidelines that you made.
Unless you put that in your guidelines. Here's the thing: if you're gonna write that in your guidelines and you want to write, "Hey, YouTube's gonna be a soft pussy little bitch platform that doesn't let you talk about shit," put that in your fucking terms of service. And then everyone knows at least. So we go to a fucking different website.
We'll go somewhere else. Go to Rumble.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Kick. Even though that's
Kick is sketchy as fuck.
Is it?
From the stories I've heard, like I think they're like funded by stake, like the fucking gambling.
The gambling. Yeah.
The casinos, and I think they're just funding people to do stupid shit. From what I've heard.
Because I think Stake, some soccer teams they get sponsored by Stake too. Like
Stake is kind of sketchy to me. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they're low key just using that for like money laundering or some shit.
It's crypto. I mean, it's a casino, online casino.
Yeah, I mean I know it's crypto. That just makes it shadier.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what was the whole point though. Like it's crypto, so it really could be.
It's like I'm pretty convinced that they're just using that shit to launder money. But I don't care. Go for it. I don't give a fuck.
Should I use it?
That's not my business. Do what you want. Here's the thing. I don't care about money laundering. That's like. That's like the least important crime. The only reason people launder money is because they don't want to fucking pay taxes.
Which we shouldn't even be paying taxes.
Well,
we used to not pay taxes at all.
I know.
Until like 19 something. No.
Well, 9/11 is when we started doing I think income tax.
Probably that, but like I think it was 19 something. I don't know what president it was. He's the reason why we started doing taxes because someone took it off. We didn't have no taxes because the whole reason why we
did have some taxes.
But no.
We did.
Did we?
From the beginning, that was the whole idea. It was taxation without representation. But we still we're not gonna have no taxes, but we had representation at least.
Because I thought that's the whole point too. Why we left the UK or whatever because they were taxing. We're getting taxed
without representation. That's the key word. Is like we wanted to have representation in our government. Because the whole idea behind the United States was supposed to be because the government. We need a government. We need a government basically to stay organized as a country.
Yeah.
The whole idea as the United States was basically that we're able to control our government. We as citizens.
Oh. I'll just say this. What should I look up? What year did
the U.S. start paying taxes? I'm pretty sure we've had it from the beginning though. I don't see, because it was never about like not paying taxes. Because the thing about taxes are necessary. Like if we're gonna have programs for the whole country, like first of all, taxes fund the military. Like we can't have a military without taxes.
No, yeah, that too.
We need taxes.
But no, we need taxes. But what is bullshit too? Because if you really think about it, which is what I'm saying about the taxes about the U.S. is this: if you have charity, taxes go into the charity. If you have a whole like the pharmaceutical, our taxes go to the government. The taxes from the government go to the pharmacy, and to like what do you say, like polices, fire trucks, military.
Well, that's the problem. Really, it's not even that that they charge taxes is how they spend them.
Exactly. So like we get charged so much for it not to even benefit us.
They're sending that shit to Ukraine, bro.
Exactly, Ukraine, all that kind of stuff. When it should be coming to us, to our own, like their own citizens.
Like here's the thing, I personally, dead ass, would not give a fuck, like paying a shit ton of taxes if it actually benefited the country. Because at the end of the day, like I really don't need that much money. Like I'm perfectly fine living a humble life, like in my own house. Like all I need is my own fucking house and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be forced to have that much taxes. Like if you want to pay extra, go ahead. Like that should be an option, I guess.
That's what it was. In 1861, the federal requirement.
That's the income tax.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was tripping. What was what the fuck happened on 9/11 then? It wasn't the income tax then. What was it?
Oh no. Wait a second.
Oh no, you know what? That was when the Patriot Act happened. Was there after 9/11? That's when they were able to spy on your phone.
Oh.
That's when they started being able to spy on your phone because they were looking for terrorists. It's always bullshit like that. Pay attention to that shit, guys. Whoever's listening, pay attention to that shit because it's always some bullshit. They always create a crisis. They always create an emergency so they can take more power. They say that and then they're like, oh, we gotta keep an eye out for terrorists now because look what they did. We were never worried about terrorists before that. We were never that paranoid about them.
This is.
We were never that paranoid about terrorists, and even now that we are, we still got terrorism.
So what it was is right here. Taxation in the U.S., the United States, in 1776 was incredibly different than what it is today. There was no income taxes, no corporate taxes, and no payroll taxes. Instead of the American colonies, a long extension of the British crowns were primarily funded by
Tariffs
and
excise
taxes. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So pretty much then that in 1986 is when the whole income taxes came in.
Well, that was after the Civil War.
Yeah, the Civil War.
I'm telling you, bro. It's every time they make a big change, it's after a big event. They always use that shit as an excuse.
And then the federal income taxes was in 1913.
So that was the state taxes in the Civil War.
Yeah.
This is what happened right before this one. I'm telling you, a big event happened. Some big, right there. It's right there. Far-reaching in its social as well as economical impact. Oh no. Yeah, see, it became part of.
It passed by as the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution and federal income taxes.
It is after the Civil War. It's the same one.
Oh, I guess it got added later on because it was in 19.
Oh no, you're right. The first financial.
Because it got added to the Constitution. So that final requirement Civil War for the first American income in 1861. At first, Congress placed a flat 3% taxes on all income over $800. So it was $800 later, and that's crazy because $800 was a lot back then.
It was actually. That was a fucked up back
That's
then.
what I'm saying. 800 was a lot back then. 2% over 4,000 and 19 Damn.
Wait, go back up. No. It was 3% over incomes on 800.
Yeah.
So okay, I thought they were taxing $800.
No.
They're taxing 3%.
Anything that was above 800 gets taxed 3%.
So that's if you're making over 800.
And that's what I'm saying. That's still a lot of money.
That's like in today's check how much that is actually in today's. What year is it for that?
1960 something.
It's 18.
70 something. 71. 72?
1872.
61. Oh no.
1872. Oh yeah, so it is 1861. That's when the first tax went. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Well, how would I say that? How?
Just type in 19 or what is it, 1861.
Was it 1861? Yeah.
And then $800 in today. Inflation. Oh, there you go. Inflation calculator. You got a fucking calculator for it. There, and just type in 800. $28,000. God, bro, you have to be making more than $28,000
just to even get
taxed.
taxed 3%.
Just to start getting, bro. I would have never even been paying taxes.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have been paying like barely anything, bro.
What the 800?
3% of that? That's like what?
3%.
That'd be like 100. I feel like.
I don't know. Let me check. 3% out of that. Let me see.
Cause I make around like that much a year.
Where is my calculator? I'll do this.
Bro.
All right. 28. What was it? 28?
It's 28,000 something.
Let's see. 28,790. Okay. 28,790 times 3% is
$863.
they'll take out. That's how much they'll take out.
That's crazy.
That's how much the money they'll take out from 3% of $28,790.
You pay $863 the whole year, bro. That's for your whole year.
That's crazy.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not even true. That's not how much you would pay. Because it's however much it was over. So it doesn't tax those, it taxes how much money you made over that. So let's say you made 30,000. Say 30,000 minus 28,000.
You said 30,000?
Yeah. Like if you made 30,000 and then subtract 1,210. That's how much would get taxed. So you'd pay 3% of that.
Yeah? 3% of this?
Yeah, you'd pay 3% of that. It'd be $36, bro. That's how much they're paying in taxes.
Damn.
I mean, that's, I guess, if you made $30K a year.
That's if you even made that much money. Because or else you would have not even get taxed.
Yeah. Poor people.
Then what the fuck happened now? What the fuck added to where what?
Wait, go. Yeah. Oh wow! It literally says right there. Oh wait. No, never mind. I'm tripping.
Damn.
Go back up. Where it says the 3%. First, Congress pays a flat 3% tax on all incomes over and later modify this principle for the graduated tax. So it was a flat tax at first, I guess.
Resolved by Senate and House Representatives of the United States of America Congress.
That's crazy. Let's go back to those times.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes they be passing shit but we don't even know.
Bro, did you see the last bill that they were trying to pass? It was like a fucking thick ass, over 400 pages. And the Congress people that read that shit, well, that's the thing. They don't read that shit because they have like a week to decide on it, and nobody wants to fucking sit there and read a 400 fucking page bill. That's why they always end up sneaking shit like that into it, because nobody actually sits there and fucking reads all that shit. Which is why I feel like, and this is not my idea, but I honestly agree with it. A lot of people have been saying we should limit how long a bill proposal should be allowed to be. Because a bill proposal should not be that fucking complicated. Like, if you can't explain it in like 10 pages, then it's too complicated. Like,
I feel like 25 pages is good.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Like
10, I feel like even 10 is good. Like, honestly, I feel like even 10 is good. Like, really, like, our fucking amendments are like the most important laws, like bills that we have.
How much
passed.
members do we have?
I think 27. And the point is, you can fit all of those on like 2 pages. Like, you don't need that much fucking space to write a whole fucking bill. Unless you're fitting a lot of things, but I feel like bills should be, single issue. Like you write one bill for one thing. That's the problem, is that they try to fit a lot of things into bills. So they'll make one bill and they put like a bunch of things into it. Whereas like I feel like we should just be making people vote on each individual issue. Because that's where they're able to trick people into voting for bills that they don't agree with. Is because they're able to sneak shit into the bills. And they'll put like things that sound nice in the bill, but then when you actually read it, they'll have like a bunch of other shit that they sneak into it.
The First Amendment is the freedom of speech. Second Amendment is about to bear arm, which they're trying to take from us or limit things. Third Amendment is law to state that citizens do not have to house soldiers in wartime or peacetime if they are not consent to do so. Okay. But, yeah, because I remember back then they would like during wars people would they would take people's houses so they could just rest there and do all that. Forgot about that. The Fourth Amendment is about rights of people of the United States to feel secure in their home and possessions without fear of unreasonable search or seizure. This relates to modern laws concerning the need for a warrant to search property. So now this is a warrant. So the Fourth Amendment is pretty much for like, we need a warrant
to like. Warrant to search your shit. And the Fifth Amendment is your right to not talk. Plead the Fifth. It's your right to remain silent. So you don't want to incriminate yourself.
6 is about rights of all citizens of the United States to a speedy and fair public trial. So okay, jury.
To be honest, I feel like the Sixth Amendment, a lot of people don't follow it as much as they should.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Speedy and fair public trial. I feel like they don't make trials public anymore as much as they should.
Innocent until proven guilty. Seventh Amendment is to give the right of any claimant
to take a matter of court. So, so that allows people to sue, basically. I think that's what it looks like, at least.
Sue a common law where the value is exceed $20. The right to trial by authorities, fact tried by the jury, shall be otherwise free examined in any court. I don't know. That one I don't know.
I think that one's about like being able to sue people. Like that gives you the right to sue people as long as it's over $20.
True. The Eighth Amendment is banned on extreme punishment for crimes, focusing on those that are cruel and
unusual punishment. Oh, that's like basically, so we can't punish people too bad.
Don't we have the death row though still?
I mean, it's not about that. It's about like torturing people, like tarring and feathering them. Like you used to do fucked up.
Like the whole rat shit and all.
Yeah, like we used to kill people in like fucked up ways.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's a good amendment. That's a good one.
The Ninth Amendment clarified that the United States citizens have far more rights than those currently listed, and that they're absent don't.
I think that's birthright citizenship. Like when you're born here, you have the right.
Oh, okay. 10th Amendment attempt to separate federal and state law, where the federal government only has the power assigned to it via the United States Constitution, and the states have power over everything else. Damn. So that means like the states can create whatever they want, pretty much any.
They can create any laws, yeah. And the states, and that's low key.
I don't know if I like that though.
No, that's good.
It is.
It's good and it's bad. There's good things and there's bad. The reason
that's why you have to have the right people to do it, like the right.
Because the reason it's good is because states know what they need more than like like it's just better like to have local government, just because you know what you need.
That
more
is
than,
true. That is true.
Like California,
for the county and everything.
Yeah, like California, they have different needs than we do over here in Virginia.
That is true.
So that's why they did that. But you're right that it can also be bad, and that's kind of the reason why we're being divided right now as a country, is for the same reason. So there's pros and cons to it.
The 11th Amendment is to negotiate that the right for citizens to sue a state only applies.
We're reading through all of them now. 12th Amendment lays out the laws for how presidents and vice president progress. So that lays out the line of succession.
This was in 1804.
So that one's about voting.
Yeah.
13th Amendment, that's the slavery one.
And now
The
slavery.
3/5 compromise.
That's 1865. December 6th. People should remember that.
That was also a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
14th Amendment, that's the one that gave women the right to vote, I think.
Was it?
Oh no, this is about birth.
I think it was like
this is about birth.
women's amendment was like the 20s,
I
like
think
20
it's
something.
18. Or no, yeah, you're right.
So
I think it's 19.
she to that all those born were neutralized within.
That's birthright citizenship. So that's like when you're born here.
Then what's this one over here? Was it 9? No.
Wait, go back up. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Clarifies that far more rights than those claiming to see it.
What citizens shall not be or denied. Oh, so I think is it like the one where people could stop other people, like if it's a crime, or no?
No.
Then I don't know. Well, I don't know what that one is then. 15. Any citizen.
That's the one that gave women the right to vote. It's the 15th.
No, I think it's just the race.
That's any citizen.
Yeah, the right has rights to vote regardless of their race and color of their skin. Oh, this is that one. So what is this one then?
That we just said this birthright citizenship. When you're born, you're a
Okay.
citizen.
So yeah, this is for color. So this is a good one right here, for like the one blacks got to go vote. 16th Amendment is the law allowing Congress to start collecting income taxes with
that's the
the
income
promise
tax. We
that
just read
is
that one.
would not be based on the state's problem. Yeah, fuck you. This is
That's
horrible.
not a good one.
This is a horrible one.
That one's not a good one.
This was a shitty one. 1913.
We should repeal the 16th Amendment.
We should. The 17th Amendment lays out the terms of for election senator that gives power to the people.
That
Oh,
basically
they-
makes the Senate. And
Okay.
it
This is the
creates-
same thing, that same year, 1917. The 18th Amendment is known for
Prohibition. That's when they made alcohol illegal.
intoxicated liquor that.
That's crazy that they
meant to
really
ban
made a fucking.
on alcohol led to prohibition.
They made a whole amendment just to make alcohol illegal. That's crazy.
Because they've been like when they did like make it illegal, they fucking moved like they.
What's crazy is that they made a whole another one to make it unillegal. To make it legal
Right.
again.
Right. So then, 19th Amendment is
Oh yeah, so
This
that
is
one
it,
is
yeah.
that's the one. I was right. I guess the second time when I
Yeah.
said 19.
the right citizens for regarding.
That's
other
also crazy.
political
We have
sects,
two
except-
different fucking amendments
The moment
to
when-
give people the right to vote.
Yeah, no. When this was the moment women joined males citizens to grant the right.
That one's
to
also
vote.
crazy. We could have done that in one amendment and just be like everyone gets the right to vote. But nah, we said first black people and then women.
Because it was black people, but it was black men.
Yeah.
It wasn't like women.
Only the black men
I mean,
first.
I can
And
see
then the
why.
black women.
I can see why though.
Bruh.
Yeah. But the 20th Amendment, the United States Constitution is the decision that all presidents' terms are those vice president will end at
So
soon
it just moved when the presidency starts to the 20th.
20th,
That's why it's the 20th Amendment.
and then
So,
the state the state starts of the term of the Senate would be moved to the 3rd. 20th was referendum in 1933. The 21st Amendment, the
That's
motion
when they
repeal.
canceled prohibition. They really did a whole amendment, bro. What the fuck? They were smoking crack or some shit.
So
when they
wait,
made
what
these.
is this?
That's when they took the 18th Amendment back. They literally made a whole amendment just to cancel it, just to say nah. Just to be like,
So
you
the
know what?
18th Amendment is when they took
They made it illegal.
illegal?
Yeah, they made alcohol illegal. And then the 21st is they made it legal again.
Damn, wait.
They really took a whole fucking amendment just to make it legal again.
So why can't we just appeal this one then?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
So this
They
was
were
at,
on crack or something.
this was
when
in
they made these.
So this was in 1919 when they made it illegal, and then the 21st was 1933. So that was what, 22 years of all that. Damn. Second amendment, the 22nd Amendment is no president should be eligible
That's
for
when they limited it to 2 terms.
2 terms. Oh yeah, you're right. 2 terms. Okay. I mean, I feel like that's not too bad.
That's a good one.
Yeah. The 23rd Amendment to ensure that Washington, D.C. had electors in the electrical
Oh yeah.
college.
That basically it gave DC
Oh, that's-
representation. Because DC is not a state, so they technically weren't being represented.
So this gave them the.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad, I guess.
I guess you all have rights.
The 24th Amendment is about the rights of any citizen of the United States to vote for a candidate in any elections for presidency, senate, or Congress representative,
Even if they miss
a
tax
payment.
payment, that's crazy.
This can mean a poll tax payment and other taxes. This amendment was 1964.
So we got 3 fucking amendments.
For what?
That's another one that gives everyone the right to vote.
I feel like this one shouldn't be too bad because I feel like a lot of people can use this as a, oh, you haven't paid your taxes so you can't vote.
But I'm saying
Yeah, no.
they could have just done this one without doing the 19.
The 19
and,
with the
and
family,
the other
yeah.
one. So they could have just put this one out and give everyone the right to vote from the get go. But no, they like to separate everyone else.
Well, technically we have 4.
4? What's the 4th one?
The being born there, the race, the female, and then
Being
that
born, I guess, that gives you the right to vote, I guess, too.
and then the female.
Yeah.
The 25th Amendment says that the vice president will take office and take over the role of president if they get killed or if they get impeached, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's where it's
This is the worst one, though. This is the worst one.
Is it?
Yeah, because not my fault, not the worst amendment, but because when it said John F. Kennedy, it's because during that time John F. Kennedy was gonna come out with pretty much what I've heard was there's a lot of stories where he was gonna come out with aliens and all that, but I think the main reason was he was gonna come out saying that he was gonna bring the dollar back into the gold. And they didn't want that because that means the federal, all that, like the whole printing money and everything. So you know what happened? Exactly when he became vice president, he appealed that what John F. Kennedy wanted to do. So it never happened, and it's because he appealed it or he took it.
Yeah, it's because he didn't want to join the Illuminati. There's actually like conspiracy theories about where he. The reason the reason that they wanted to kill him was because he was going to talk about he was actually trying to warn the American people about the what they call it, the what do they call it, the shadow government.
Yeah. CIA, FBI.
Yeah, the CIA, FBI. That's like around the time when they were being formed, and he was like coming out he was gonna come out and like say like, yo, they're trying to do this shit so they can run the government behind the scenes because nobody elects these people. These people don't get elected. Nobody votes for them. So they're controlling the government without anyone actually voting for them. And that's what he was trying to warn about, was that they're trying to control the government without actual democracy. They're trying to go around democracy. And that's supposedly the reason that they actually tried to kill him.
Can't we get rid of them too?
Though that shit just moved, didn't it?
What was it?
It sounded like the punching bag moved.
I don't know, something.
Anyways, getting too real now.
Something doesn't like what we're talking about.
They said don't talk about shit like that.
Well, okay, and then going back to this then. The 26th Amendment is about voting rights of all American citizens over 18. Before this, the voting age was
Oh yeah, they
21.
moved it down. It used to be 21.
So without fear of this, they're trying to make it go even lower.
Some people are trying to make it go
16.
to 16. Some people are trying to go back up. I think 18 is good.
I think 18 is good too.
I think 16 is too young because people don't know what the fuck they're doing at 16.
And I think 21 is too far.
And I think the only reason to be honest, I don't think 21 is that bad. The only reason I think 18 is good right now is because you have to be in the draft when you're 18. If they move that up to 21, then I'd say fucking move voting too.
Yeah.
Because honestly, at 18, a lot of people don't really care about politics. Like they're not like they might know what they're doing with their life, but like as politics, like most 18-year-olds are not keeping up with politics.
So that's another voting.
That's not really giving you the right to vote though. That's just changing it.
Yeah. The
That's the last one.
27th is the amendment submits that any changes to the salary of those in Congress should not take effect until the next election of representative. Unsurprisingly, given the nature of this bill, this takes a long time to reach referendum. So this talks about
in 1789, bro. That's crazy.
And when it finally went in 1990.
Bro, the United States was fucking founded in 1776. It was literally like 14 years into the country existing. They brought this shit up, and it didn't go through until 1992. That's crazy.
This, what does this mean?
Basically, what it is Congress, they can vote to give themselves a raise.
Oh.
What that does is that if they do that, the raise is not going to take effect until the next election. So that supposedly the reason they did that is so that they can't give themselves a raise. Technically, they'll give the next person a raise. But that doesn't do shit because they just get reelected a lot of the time. So they're still giving themselves a raise either way.
The above the 27 amendments have become part of the United States Constitution. There are approximately 10,000 amendments that have been rejected or never ratified.
I'm gonna be honest. This might be controversial, but I think we should change the 27th Amendment to make it that congressmen get paid minimum wage, straight up. Because they don't do that much, bro. Like, they really don't do that much.
This guy right here, Barbara Roger, where is the Constitution? Does it give a right to impeach a president after he left the office of president?
Okay.
I don't know. He was impeached on January 13, 2021, which was before he left the office, January 2021. The trial came after, but he was. Are they talking about Trump?
They're talking about Trump. But I don't know why they keep talking about, like, impeach. He was not impeached. They tried to impeach him.
Yeah.
That shit never went through. People keep trying to say, he was impeached, he was impeached. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
Y'all
impeached.
tried that shit.
Not yet.
Y'all tried that shit.
He wasn't impeached yet.
But
he never got impeached.
anyways, this was all over the place.
We said it at the beginning, though.
Yeah, we did say that in the beginning. We were gonna talk about just news and current shit. This has been a long episode. It's been like an hour and 30 minutes.
More.
No.
More. Because I have more and you had some here.
That's what I'm saying. An hour and 30 minutes. Because it's like 20 minutes in here.
Really? I stopped that shit like this is like the fourth time going on. And it's about to die. But before it dies.
But yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is Ramblings in the Basement. We're here. This is Theory. This is Ivancito.
Yes.
And we are out.
Sorry that the
Happy New Year's, guys.
The audio is gonna sound different. Like 20 minutes in, we're